you would physically set how many pounds of fuel you have loaded. Yeah, there's some like that. I'm not surprised that there's some Russian ones like that for sure. Fuel systems are typically some of the more complicated ones in the aircraft just because they are so sensitive and fuel is so corrosive that some of the things like, you can't have in there are electrical based and stuff. So I'm not, and fuel too is something else that can be temperature based. So you've got so much fuel in there, you got to make sure you know what temperature it was at, and can change its density. All that crazy. Typically pretty standard though. What is it? I think it's 6 pounds per gallon, something like that. Crazy. Oh damn, Faraday. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm not even paying attention. Definitely get you in here after this next one. I see your invite. So. Oh, I missed it. I wanted to readjust my fuel. I'm bringing too much fuel. That first round I thought it was at 20, but it's at 30, and that's a little too much. Well, that was our first one without a kill, but at least we're still getting... I don't think I got a kill on the very first one either. Still. Staying alive, staying alive. Let's take it up a little bit and see what happens. Am I in a full, like, up tier here? No, MiG-25. Yeah, we got help up high. You want to put on a Mohawk. Tended to be inoperative. Yeah, no shit, right? Always. A little bit of an issue. And then, so they would probably just do it based on just a timer. Alright, we think we put this much in. Our fuel burn should be this. So we should have this much time, and then you usually give yourself, an emergency buffer to get to, an alternate airport if you have to. But again, it usually works out pretty damn close. But if there's any issue with the fuel burn, if there's any change in temperature that you didn't expect, or any major altitude deviations that you have to do, is all going to affect those numbers. And you're still just, hopefully the timing's right. It's freaky. Fuel always made me a little nervous. I never liked pushing it with the fuel. Because you can't, even if you do have a decent gauge in those things, they are not, we always were taught to never trust the fuel gauge. You run your numbers, you make sure that you have enough to get where you're going, and you just don't push it really beyond that. Because if that thing is the only time that you can ever assume that the fuel gauge is correct is when it's full. That's the only time it's right. It's a bad spot. How the hell did I end up in there? Damn, did they kill both those guys already? Went after them. His flares and my missile. Or the missile. Oh, where was he? A sky flash. There, we just got smoked. I will say the stock flares that this thing comes with are still pretty effective. Goes for him at least. If I see it. I did not see that one. Alright, let's get you in here, Faraday. Anybody else want to join me around this BR? You guys are more than welcome. We are right at 11L, which is becoming a BR that I'm enjoying more and more and more. Oh, Tricky's on. We'll have to see how his dive went. If we see him today. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting some kind of lag here. What the hell? It was good to see Sicario on yesterday too. I didn't get a chance to chat with him, but I know that Jess hadn't been feeling well, and they're going through all kinds of. Everybody's just getting sick right now. I hope everybody starts feeling better too soon. All right, we need to get some kills going. That first one went deceivingly quickly. Yeah, I was really close to. I hate going. That's why I got sick. Was literally like taking somebody to the doctor. So I'm like, no, I don't want to go back. But it got really bad there. Those first 4 days are absolutely miserable. It was like day 3. I'm like, yeah, I think I might have to go this time because they do help. There's no doubt about it. If you're got the coverage and have a doctor that you trust, it is fully worth going and getting those antibiotics as ASAP because they definitely cut that time down that you're just suffering when you got work and school and stuff like that to worry about. The doctor that I go see regularly isn't that kind of a doctor, so I really don't have one. I said I haven't been sick since 2022. That was like out of nowhere. So I haven't, since I got more coverage again, I haven't found a doctor that I kind of like going to. I need to find one, and it is important. You guys ready for this? Oh, chemical. Gonna be that guy today, huh? Well, if I keep playing this plane right, I'll have to be going back for more missiles, so. No, I'm just teasing you, man. I'm just teasing you. That A10 gets a bad rap, but again, if you play that thing right, getting to the battlefield when it does is a problem. Just that one I was just dealing with, I could not get in. It's like dealing with a porcupine. You have to have it just right or be able to take them out from a distance. If you get too close on them, they are just hard to kill. And it took what? Like that guy was fighting 3 guys and he was staying alive, and I ended up bugging out away from him. It took 3 or 4 guys to kill him. They can be a problem, especially if you get a couple of them working together. Meow, meow, meow. I watched it kind of came on automatically, but RoboCop, it's taking me back to the 80s. That first RoboCop, movies like that keep popping in my head. Such a good era. Looking back on it, of course, was really kind of goofy at the time, but like you go back and watch some of those mid to late 80s movies and you're like, oh, this is a PG movie. This should be nice. PG was R back then. I just love how all that stuff has shifted through time. It's just completely unreasonable. Some of it not, but for the most part, it's like, geez, come on. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, Airplane. Oh, what a great flick. Don't Call Me Shirley. No. Knowing when someone's paying attention to free looking at you, if you have. Yeah, exactly. You can tell, and I've said it quite a few times, right? That is kind of one of those learning curve things that really can set you apart. That's what, the esports guys are doing, and that's just the most effective way to use your countermeasures. You got to be able to see those missiles coming, and you have to get those flares pointed right at the seeker heads of those missiles, and they just won't be effective. Shit, that right as soon as you, just like that. Where's that other guy? Oh, come on. Ollie, are you kidding me right now, Bubba? Can you guys see him? He literally jumped up here and moved me out of the way. He's never done that before. Damn it! That's your fault. Unbelievable, puppy. What are you doing? Alright, here, I'll do a compromise with you, okay, Bubba? Because were you cold this morning? It did cool off quite a bit. Yes, it did. Well, still. God, there is a movie that this is reminding me of, and it's driving me nuts. That's why I keep saying, like, movie names. There's a movie, specific one that I'm trying to remember, that these were. This one. This has to be from a movie or something. Yeah, as soon as I finish the countermeasures, I'm going after the rest of the weapons. I recommend that too. Um, Not every vehicle I recommend that on. Some of the props and stuff, it's worth going after the performance stuff first. But basically, once you get to the aircraft that have missiles, you want to get those as soon as possible to be able to, kind of defend yourself. The performance mods start to not being as important. This plane is actually a really good example of that. I could probably go without getting any of the performance mods and just getting the missiles, and this plane is still effective. So yeah, we're definitely going to get those missiles and stuff first. I did want to go ahead and get the rest of the countermeasures though and see if it makes any more of a difference. Because these flares are effective, but again, you got to be able to see the missiles come in. You definitely don't want to be shooting them right into the ground if you're low, or in the opposite direction if you're trying to turn. Alright, bud, I'm going to put my feet out because I can't do this with you laying there like that. So here, bud. 1 second, guys. We can go ahead and cue this up. Are you still in there? Was he the last one? Good fight. Alright, come here. Come here. There you go. There you go. There you go.